As you can see, spring is well on its way. Everything's starting to green up. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was this mindset about my channel. My channel is an off-grid channel, and I try to talk about off-grid things as much as possible. I try to stay away from the politics. Occasionally I will talk about politics, especially if it affects off-grid living or maybe firearms. But typically I don't get into day-to-day activities. I mean, you'll see these preppers, you know, they never talk about prepping, but they always talk about the politics and how the world is going to come to an end, but never do they talk about the prepping. Well, explain to me how we're going to avoid the Senate hearing on whether there should change the flag colors or not. I mean, do I need to buy more food? So I try to stick with off-grid, but obviously there's just not a lot to talk about in a variety of subjects when it comes to off-grid. Now, YouTube also highly suggests that it's called niche, and a niche is your genre. So my genre is off-grid living. So I can talk about well water and solar panels and chickens, all the things that kind of contribute to off-grid living. Firewood, wood stoves. And then of course I have another niche, tiny house living, which YouTube seriously doesn't want you to talk about two different subjects like that. But then YouTube will say, niche down your niche. So if you're an off-grid channel, they may suggest only talking about firewood. Now, I know there are troll channels out there that absolutely tell you you can't do that. But that's what they are. They're troll channels. Oh, this channel's so boring. All they ever do is talk about firewood. When are they going to talk about anything else? I'm not going to watch this. That's all they talk about. But that's what YouTube wants you to do. Because it captures a specific audience, and then the algorithm knows exactly what to send out to who. So YouTube will get confused if I talk about firewood one day, the algorithm, and solar panels the next day. Well, who do I send it out to? Because John, he loves talking about firewood, so he watches channels about firewood. But John never watches solar panel videos, so I can't send it out to John, so who am I supposed to send it out to? The problem with this is the troll channels have a psychotic group of followers. And I say psychotic because if you ever read the comment section in a troll channel, they're just the most hateful people you can imagine. You read these comments and you begin to learn why our prison systems are full. They're psychotic. So what these psychotic people will do is they'll hear the troll channel say, oh, what is he doing? He's talking about firewood again. So all these psychotic people from his channel will come over to that channel and thumbs down it. And they'll create millions of accounts and they'll thumb down it a million times with all these accounts. And then they'll subscribe a bunch of accounts and then unsubscribe all those accounts. And then they'll leave negative comments and they get people try to unsubscribe. I've literally had trolls, psychotic people, contact my subscribers and tell them to unsubscribe from my channel. So, I mean, they do everything they can to destroy you. So it's a struggle trying to figure out how to balance all that. How do you balance YouTube telling you, well, you got to appease the AI and make just firewood videos? But then, if you don't get enough thumbs up and too many thumbs down and all that jazz, then YouTube says, well, your satisfaction rating is really low because you're only talking about firewood videos because some psychotic group came over and sabotaged your channel. It's a very difficult situation to be in YouTube. But it's the job, and so this is what I do. I do the best I can and try to maintain it. Now, the other thing is I don't talk about subjects that my audience want me to talk about. My audience wants drama. They love drama. They beg for it. And I know this because I can go over to a prepping channel and I'll see 2 or 3 dozen of my followers over on these drama channels, the prepping channels, just screaming up a storm about how the world's coming to an end. And so I try to give out positive videos. I try to tell you, well, you know, it's not all bad. Life's pretty good. Living off grid, you don't have to worry about any of it. And that's not drama. I mean, it's a solution to the drama, but it's not drama. One of the things I get a lot in my comment section is, why do you always talk about off-grid stuff? You talk about firewood, but I live in the city. I can't use firewood. That just blows my mind. I had one person tell me, why do you assume everybody has a pickup truck? Not everybody has a pickup truck. Well, I mean, really, yeah, everybody who lives off grid should have a pickup truck. If you want to go get firewood, or need to go get your farm animals, or sell your farm animals to the market, get solar panels, you're going to need a truck. Well, I don't have a truck. Well, then move out of the city, buy yourself a truck, and live off grid. I don't know what to tell you. This is an off grid channel. It literally says little house off grid. I'm waiting for someone to tell me, well, why do you talk about little house all the time? None of us live in a tiny house. You should talk about big houses. Well, I don't live in a big house. How can I talk about one? I don't understand the mentality, but this is what causes so many issues on YouTube, is my audience. You know, the AI says, well, John doesn't like talking about solar panels. He only likes talking about firewood. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But my audience doesn't even want me talking about firewood, solar panels, or the little house, or anything. They want me to talk about turning on the lights from the grid and running the air conditioner. So I do the best I can, but the audience is very, I don't know, confused on what my channel is all about. So I don't know exactly what to do about it. Now, I got a comment the other day that I wanted to address. And they were talking about, it was pretty lengthy. Actually, it was an email. I apologize, it wasn't a comment. It was an email. And it was pretty lengthy, and they went in a lot of different subjects, and I'm not going to be able to remember everything that they asked or talked about. But I have a cell phone. I talked about that in a previous video. The cell phone, its primary job is for my YouTube channel. That's its primary job, so I can upload videos. So my job, the job I get paid to do, is make videos. So I have internet through a cell phone. It's an easy way for me to do it. The tower's maybe a half a mile away. It's not very far at all. It's AT&T. I plug my phone in, it charges up, and I've got internet. I have to use more internet than I have on hotspot. I have regular internet, it was unlimited for the phone, but on hotspot I only get 10 gigabytes. So I had to buy more throughout the month, but I get to write all that hotspot off on taxes. So that doesn't affect me. So it's a cheap way to have internet that I can power with my solar panels. The problem is if I went and got regular internet, I would have to power a router and a hub and just all kinds of stuff. And I don't want to run that much power. It would be sensitive equipment, and if I ran out of electricity or we had a problem, I could harm it, I could damage it, it'd be expensive. So this is just an easy way for me to do it. But don't you know, in this email it said, that your phone is watching you even when you turn it off. I thought you wanted to live off grid. Well, I do, but I don't consider internet on grid. I know that there is this mindset that if you're going to be off grid, you need to have lost contact with everybody, everything. Nobody can track you, the government can't track you. It's just a paranoid state of off grid is what people are talking about. It really is a paranoid state. So that is not my intention, to live in a paranoid state. Although I do agree, they probably are watching me through my cell phone and can hear what I'm talking about. But I also make YouTube videos. So if they really want to track me, they could do it that way. But here's the thing. If you're that concerned about them tracking you, then shut your mouth. I see people on the comment section talking about how they want to kill people, how they want to stand up to the FBI, have gunfights with them. These things will get you prosecuted. If you are ever in a self-defense situation and then the prosecutor decides to prosecute you for that self-defense activity, the first thing the prosecutor is going to do is pull up all your comments from YouTube and emails and Facebook that says that you want to, you know, shoot everybody and you're going to go after the FBI. So no, you're not being discreet. You're exposing yourself. And then talking about me, oh yeah, you're on a cell phone, you're not off grid because everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody knows what you're doing too. So it's kind of hypocritical is my point. One of the things I get criticized all the time is I only have 22s. I mean, I got a shotgun. I actually got a couple shotguns. But as far as every other gun, I have 22 rifle and a 22 pistol. My 22 pistol is my carry firearm. I carry it. And primarily I carry it just for the property. Just watched a video the other day. It showed a deer attacking a dog and a woman, a buck. It was a sick buck. And the little 22, as close as she was to this deer, you could have popped it in the head and the situation would have been over. She got stabbed several times by the deer's antlers. So just situations around here is what I carry it for. But it will do an effective job if I ever had to defend myself out on the streets also. But here's the thing. I carry a bazooka with 5,000 rounds, semi-automatic. It can flip to automatic if you know what you're doing. Of course, being a little sarcastic, but not by much. Well, that's not discreet at all. I mean, we all know that our packages from Amazon and our credit card purchases, and pretty soon they might even just go to digital currency, are all tracked. Everything's tracked. So you're buying all this heavy duty rounds, 5 million rounds at one purchase, you get flagged. I suspect I don't get flagged with my purchases. I buy a box of 500 22s every couple months, every 3 or 4 months. Nobody cares. Everybody's got a 22. Nobody's scared of a 22. I'm scared of a 22. I would hate to get shot by one, but nobody else is, so nobody's tracking that. So I try to remain a little bit discreet so they're not coming after me for my guns. But everybody wants to be so macho and show off and talk about how tough they are and how many rounds they got and how they're going to go after the FBI. If they ever show their faces around here, I'll show them a thing or two. No, you're not. You can say all you want, but you're not. But it makes us look crazy. It makes us look like we don't need guns because we're too crazy to have guns. And it will come back to bite you if you ever get prosecuted. I mean, I watch this one lawyer channel and they talk about yard signs that you might have. Trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. You know, those kind of yard signs. Those kind of signs, if you get prosecuted for self-defense, will be used against you. NRA stickers on your bumpers, just whatever you got, they will use against you. Because they want to create this mindset that you're nuts. And if you're on YouTube telling everybody you got 5,000 rounds, and you're gonna go after the FBI, and you're making purchases of 5 million rounds of bazooka rounds, yeah, you sound nuts. So don't make them have any reason to come after you. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you a video over to my other channel. And I know you're gonna learn something that you can use. So if I can inspire you to don't sound nuts when you're living your dreams. Thanks for watching.